Okay, now I figured since I'm already in the middle of uploading another video, I want to get into something. This is going to be a very complex thing, but I'm going to read it anyways. We are going to be in Revelation chapter 12, and there's a reason why I'm getting in on this. Now, before I continue, I want to say one last thing about the whole... This is a part of the once saved, always saved thing at the same time, which is not really... In truth, it's a lie. But keep in mind, Jesus Christ, and I'm saying what's in the description of the last video, but I'm just going to say it. Jesus Christ had other parables as well. One parable, something he told his disciples. And one of the things he told his disciples is, because his disciples had asked, who can make it into heaven? Because if a rich man can't make it into heaven, even though he's following the commandments or whatever, but Jesus Christ said, if you wish to be perfect to that young kid, then sell all you have and come follow me. Pick up your cross and come follow me. Well, matter of fact, let me just go ahead and say it. So Jesus Christ, a young man went up to Jesus Christ and he asked, Lord, what can I do for you? And Jesus Christ goes ahead, and I'm abbreviating things, says, follow the commandments. He said, and then the young rich man says, I've done all that. And then Jesus Christ says, and then he asks, what would you have me do then? And Jesus Christ said, if you wish to be perfect, sell all your things, give to the poor, pick up your cross and come follow me. And the rich man put his head down. And then Jesus Christ said to his disciples, it is easier for a rich man to walk in through the eye of a needle than to make it into heaven. And his disciples then asked him, who can make it into heaven, if that's the case? And Jesus told his disciples, and he goes and he tells them, and he says, with man, it is impossible, but with God, all is possible. Something like that. Well, he also told his disciples later in another section that I read, where the disciples go to him and he said, Jesus, we've left everything for you. Everything. And then Jesus Christ says, no one who has left everything, now it goes into detail, again I'm abbreviating, shall in no ways lose their reward. It is impossible for a man or a woman who has left everything for his name's sake to lose their way. Because the key part about this entire thing, those who seek God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Ghost with all their mind, all their heart, and all their soul shall find him. If you are seeking him, are you working iniquity? No, because you're too busy doing this, reading. And if you're reading, you're following his commandments. If you're following his commandments, you're trying to go above and beyond in any way, shape, or form that you can. How could you lose your salvation if you are following Jesus Christ? You can't. That's what Jesus says. You shall in no way lose your reward. Now, but the once saved, always saved thing, that's a lie. The word calls you to be doers of the word. When you're reading this, by reading this every day, and I say every day, however God leads you. In my opinion, I feel like I'm supposed to read every day. Do I read every day? No. Realistically, is it always possible to? Yes. Can you make time to read? Yes, 100% you can. But the devil's going to try to stop you by giving you busybody stuff. And the church right now, at least the church who says they're following God, who are trying to cast demons out in his name and all this stuff, prophesy in his name, preach in his name, so on and so forth, street preachers, however you want to go for it. It says to be doers of the word. We are to be his examples here on earth. For a righteous man falls 7 times and rises again. What that means is that a righteous man will be a doer of the word, but he might stumble, he might fall. He might sin here. He might sin there. He's not going to be perfect, but he is going to try. I mean, were the disciples perfect? Look how many times Peter in his unbelief, and the disciples in their unbelief, and they had Jesus right there. So it says, walk by faith, not by sight. They had Jesus right there. You know what? We have Jesus Christ through the Holy Ghost. We might not see him, but he's there. Yet much like the disciples on the boat, when Jesus Christ was sleeping on the boat and the storms were happening about, we are no different. We got storms riding around all over the place, and we are no different. Because we... oh, we're only human. We don't know the things he does for us, for the Lord fights for us. Anyways, Revelation 12. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations, with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God, and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed there 1,260 days. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Verse 11, I'm going to reread this for a reason. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. They're in heaven. Verse 5, and she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God, which is what rapture means. Rapture means caught up unto God, and to his throne. And the woman, verse 6, fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. Now, on verse 17, or let's see, where am I going with this? We're going to continue now, because the whole point of me reading this was to let you guys know about, essentially, the dragon is trying to stop the rapture. He's not just trying to stop the rapture. He doesn't want people to believe in it. He's trying to devour the hearts and minds of all people, especially those who believe in God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Ghost, and his rapture, the caught up, the catching away, okay? The violent catching away, all right? Now, with that said, he clearly fails, and people end up in heaven. Do you understand? Now, verse 13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and half a time, from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. He made war with the bride. Now, the way this sounds like to me is this is the bride who was left behind. That's what it sounds like to me. Do I know that perfectly? No, I'm reading right now and I'm getting it. I'm like, wow, that woman, sounds a lot like 144,000 to me. I didn't even think of that. Never thought of that until reading this, making this video. Verse 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. The remnant of her seed. Now keep in mind, that's all the way to verse 17. By verse 11, you see that the rapture had not only happened, but everybody was already caught up in heaven and celebrating. During the birth pains, a man-child was born in verse 5. You can study this yourself, okay? But the point that I'm making here is, with that once saved, always saved thing in reading this. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God. They're keeping the commandments of God, and he's going after them. The devil is going after those who are keeping the commandments of God. What does that mean for those who were caught up? Because according to this chapter, those who were caught up, okay, those who were caught up, they were already following the commandments of God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Ghost. In fact, they probably went out of their way to ensure that they had oil in their lamps. They're not of the world. So because they weren't of the world and they couldn't even fit into the world, where did they go? Jesus Christ took them up. Be ye not of the world. We live in the world, but we're not of the world, for our home is in heaven. Anyways, God bless you guys in Jesus Christ's name.